Hello friends, and welcome to Module 5. Angela here, and today we're going to walk you through how to make the perfect product listing. Think of your Amazon listing as your product on the shelf in a retail store. In the world of e-commerce, your product listing is the main factor in the consumer's buying process. When standing in front of a product shelf, overflowing with dozens or even hundreds of similar products, how do people decide which one to buy? The answer is, there is no one-size-fits-all because we are all different and we make purchasing decisions based on different factors and motives. Some people are more visual and are attracted to high-quality pictures and vivid colors. Some make decisions based on logic and intellect and need more thorough, detailed information. And some make decisions based on emotions and need a video demonstration on how the product will enhance their lives in a positive way. Consider this. The foundation of a good product page is catering to the decision-making needs of every one of these shopping personalities with juicy, high-quality images, detailed descriptions of all the useful features, and encouraging ideas for all the wonderful benefits the customer will receive when using your product. As an Amazon seller, you should create completely new product listings for your items. This takes a little more time than simply just adding products to someone else's existing product page, but when you have your own product listing for your unique items, the advantages are well worth it. You control the photos, the price, and the product description. And in addition, you own the buy box with that highly coveted Add to Cart button. This episode is meant to walk you through the basic steps of setting up your first Amazon product listing. When setting up a product listing the first few times, at first you might feel like you're back in school taking a multiple choice quiz that you forgot to study for. The good news is there's no way for you to get an F. This episode is your cheat sheet, and the process is fairly simple and remains pretty much the same for every product listing. In fact, I kind of hate to take the fun out of it, but it really starts to feel a lot like data entry after doing it as many times as I have. In addition to going over every aspect of an Amazon product listing, I will also touch a bit on Amazon Search Engine Optimization, or SEO for short, explaining how Amazon's search algorithm works and how you can optimize your product listing to achieve a better ranking. And later in this module, I will share several tricks and tips all Amazon sellers use to make their product pages more effective. Your goal is to generate as many sales as possible, get authentic product reviews, and provide the best customer service to your Amazon customers. I know this may seem like a lot of information to take in, and getting started can feel overwhelming, but like I said before, the antidote to fear is knowledge, and you're exactly where you should be to get the information you need to empower yourself on this journey to a successful Amazon business. Now, I started exactly where you are, with even less guidance, and in a couple of years, my Amazon business has grown to over $500,000 in sales a year. And as long as you follow the steps I've taken, your Amazon business will take off too, because the only difference between you and me is the time I've already put into my business. So let's get started. To begin with, describing every product is a little different. A mechanical tool isn't going to have the same characteristics as a pearl necklace. This means product listing pages can vary slightly and may require different fields of information to complete. Don't worry, it's a lot easier than you think. Remember how easy it was to take a product photo with the Amazon Seller app on your phone? I know exactly how to break it down for you in simple, very easy to understand terms because I've done it myself for over 600 products and counting in my own Amazon store. Just keep following along and this step-by-step episode will cover all of the basics for you. By now, you should have some UPC codes and some product photos ready to go to create your first product listing. You should also log into your Amazon Seller account and follow along as I show you the steps. The parts of a product listing are as follows: vital info, variations, offer, compliance, images, description, keywords, and more details. I know, I probably lost you after the third thing on that list already, but don't worry, I usually skip over quite a few of the things on that list too, and many of my products can be found on the first page of Amazon search results. Aren't you glad you're in good hands? Okay, let's get this party started. First, log into your seller account and hover over the Inventory tab. And then you're going to find a drop-down menu where you're going to select Add a Product. And on the next page, you're going to go down a little bit and you're going to see List a New Product section. And in that List a New Product section, you're going to find the link that says Create a New Product Listing. Now click on that Create a New Product Listing. This link will take you to another page where you will find a list of all product categories. Here, you will click on your product category and keep drilling down and clicking through the selection process. So let's just stop right here and go through the process. Product category, let's go with home decor. Home and kitchen, okay, home and kitchen. There we go, home decor, and you just keep clicking through the selection process. Let's just go with clocks. Okay, mantle clocks. And that's when you click select and you'll be able to make your product listing. So here we go, here's your product listing. The first thing you want to do always is to click on the advanced view button over here on the upper right, so you can see and fill in as many fields as possible. The more information you provide, the easier your product will be found and the more likely customers will buy your stuff. The first thing I want you to notice are the tab buttons at the top here. They are titled Vital Info, Variations, Offer, and etc. So we're going to go over each one of these tabs as they are all different categories of information you will be providing about your product. Where you are right now is the Vital Info tab. And the first field is called Product ID. This is where you want to input your UPC code in the blank field. So right here is where you would, for example, type in your UPC code. And then you would select the drop-down menu and then select UPC. Since I have my own brand, I can leave this blank. And when you get your own brand GTIN exemption, you'll be able to leave it blank too. But as you follow along with me, use your UPC code, type it in the blank, and then you want to identify it as a UPC code. The next field is product name, and it is outlined in red. Actually, any field outlined in red is mandatory, and if you leave it blank, you won't be able to save the listing until you complete that field. Don't worry, there is no way you can break the program and your computer isn't going to crash. Just remember, anything outlined in red is mandatory. So, product name. Your product name is the first impression that the customer has with your product listing and a very big factor in Amazon's search algorithm to determine how high in the search results your product will appear. It's essential that you pack as many keywords and features as possible into your product name. You are allowed 200 characters in your product name, and the first letter of each word should be capitalized. If you've really got writer's block, just do a quick search on Amazon and find a product like the one you're selling and look at your competition's name for inspiration. So here I'll go through the example. We were in the mantle clock, so I'm going to write, antique style. Oh, I'm not good at spelling. Antique style, S-T-Y-L-E, wooden clock for mantle, shelf, fireplace, gift. Sure. All right. Now, that's the product name. You can always come back and change it. I'm just going to leave this in there for now to get us started so you can follow along in the example. Next entry field outlined in red is the brand name. Now, since you have your own UPC code and you're creating a brand new listing for a brand new product, you can type in your own brand name here. And here's a quick tip. Do you know why Mark Zuckerberg always wears the same gray hoodie all the time? Because it's one less thing to think about. So keep things simple. I use my Amazon store name as my brand name every single time, and you should too. That's why your store name should be as broad as possible, so it can apply to a wide variety of products. So I'm going to put my brand name here. It's called Secret for Longevity, and I sell all my products under it, whether it's household goods or accessories or supplements. And the manufacturer here is the next entry field outlined in red. Again, since you have your own UPC code, you can type in your Amazon store name here as well. And I use my Amazon store name for both the brand name and the manufacturer every single time I make a product listing. So I'm just going to copy and paste the manufacturer. Okay, so if you'll notice, the fields outlined in red are no longer in red. The next few fields are pretty straightforward. Color, color field or color map, size, and size map. And you don't even have to fill them in if you don't want to, since they're not outlined in red. But you should, because these are search criteria shoppers use when looking for a product, and you want to be found. I also want you to take a closer look at these fields. Do you see the small gray circles with a little I on it? If you ever come to a field and don't know how to answer it, click on that little circle and Amazon will often tell you what to put in that field. So for example here, we've got color and it tells you the color of the item. Color map, what does that mean? Hover over the icon again, it'll tell you. So a clock, a wooden clock, I'm going to put in brown. Color map, I'll put in brown again. Size doesn't really apply since this isn't clothing. Same with the size map. All right, so now let's go to the next tab at the top. It's called Variations. When you click over here, this section applies to products that come in different colors or different sizes, like clothing or shoes. And as I had mentioned in the introductory series, shoes and clothing aren't really recommended as products to sell, at least when you begin, because it's not a one-size-fits-all kind of product, and you're gonna have to keep a lot of different sizes in inventory, and some may sell slower than others, and it just gets complicated. But if you're really keen on selling clothing and fashion, you can get extra help on an individual level. For now, we can actually skip this section because you're not selling anything in a different size or different color. Next, we're gonna go to Offer. That's the third tab. On the Offer tab, you will see two fields outlined in red. The first one is the price. Now, if you get your pricing wrong, you're either gonna lose money because your price is too low, or you won't sell anything because your price is too high. But since you've already done your pricing research, when you picked your product, you know that you can make a profit, and you know what the average retail price is selling for on Amazon. So go ahead and put your price here. So I'm just put $49.99 here for a price. Now, the second field outlined in red is where you indicate the condition of your item, and it should always be set to new. New, there you go. Unless, of course, you're selling in a specialty category like used books or antiques. Okay, the next tab is Compliance. You can probably skip this section unless you're selling a product with a chemical warning or a battery pack. So we can go ahead and skip that section. The fifth tab is called Images, and here's where you upload all those juicy product photos you've learned how to take in the previous module. Your photos are the closest things that shoppers have to holding your physical product. Provide photos from different angles and perspectives, showing the fine details of your product that set it apart from the competition. So let me go ahead and upload a photo. So choose File. I'm gonna find where did I save it? Clock, there we are. Open. There's my photo loading up. So after you upload your photo, you are more than halfway done with creating your product listing. Next up, we have the Description tab. And this is the most important tab when it comes to your product listing. Everything you write here will be visible to millions of Amazon shoppers every day. I always start with the key product features. You see the empty field here with the little words Add More underneath it? Click on that Add More until you can't add no more. Here we go. And you should get 5 fields. That's it, 5 fields. And in each of these fields, they will show up as a bullet point next to the top of your Amazon listing, next to your product photo. This is the most important section for describing your product. Its dimensions, its measurements, the color, the size, ingredients, any instructions on how to use it. The more information you have here, the better. And if you've got writer's block about what to say about your product, just do a quick search on Amazon. And again, one of my secret tricks to creating a great product listing is checking out the competition for inspiration. If you can make a better list of bullet points than your competitor, then more power to you. This is how a free market works in action. Okay, so there are two side facts you need to keep in mind about product features. The first is, although Amazon claims it does not, many expert sellers have verified proof that Amazon ranks your products based on the keywords within your product feature bullet points. I recommend shoving as many unique keywords as you can into these features. Second, Amazon says they list you to 100 characters per field. However, if you use more, the words still appear on your listing. In other words, they don't truncate the sentences. Now, Amazon may eventually crack down on the length of your key feature bullet points, but as of now, they aren't. And in my opinion, use as much space as you can and fill it with a lot of keywords. Now we'll go back above to the product description section here. In this section, it's another opportunity for you to sell your product to the customer. Think of the product description as the section where it's like virtual packaging information. Use this field to sell the customer on the benefits of your product, and the information you write here will appear in a paragraph form further down on your product list. But to be honest though, I don't think a lot of shoppers scroll this far down on the product page, because if you haven't sold them with your photos and with the information in the bullet list, then they're probably going to move on to another product. But in any case, the more information the better here, because Amazon does scan this section. Again, if you've got writer's block about what to put in the product description section, just do a quick search on Amazon and check out the competition for inspiration. We are now on the second to the last tab, the Keywords tab. This is another important section of your Amazon listing. And although no customer will actually see the information you put here, Amazon uses the information in here to sort and filter your product whenever customers search for your type of product. And there are 6 different fields in this section: intended use, target audience, other attributes, subject matter, search terms, and platinum keywords. And I probably lost you after the third thing on this one too, but not to worry, we will fill them in quickly and easily. Next to each of these fields, you will see a little gray circle with a little eye in it. And for the first 4 fields, you will get a drop-down menu that tell you what to put in there. So for example, intended use, there's the drop-down menu. Kitchen, indoor, home, there you go. Target audience, what's in the drop-down menu? Adults, girls, children, men, seniors, toddler, everything. So, I would just put adults. That's nice and broad. Other attributes, portable, travel. If none of these examples fit in your product, then just type in something that best fits your product. I promise you won't crash the system or you won't get locked out of your Amazon account. So other attributes, I will just put wood, wooden, subject matter. Again, there's the drop-down menu. If nothing really fits your product, the subject matter is home decor again. Okay, now the most important field on this page is the search terms field. Here, we're starting to dip a toe into the world of SEO. Because you know what Amazon really is? Amazon is a search engine with a shopping cart. Mind blown, right? The kinds of words you want to put in the search term fields are as many nouns and synonyms related to your product, so that the Amazon search engine algorithm can find your product when shoppers type in certain search words. For example, if I was selling a pair of hiking boots, I would put the following words in the search term field: black, brown, tan, leather, lace-up, hiking, trekking, walking, work, climbing, camping, snow, outdoor, sturdy, heavy duty. You get the idea, right? Any word that you yourself would use when searching for the same or similar product goes in that search term field. Here's another secret nugget I'm going to share with you. I would even add some names of brand competitors. Like in the hiking boot example, Sorel, Timberland, Merrell, Columbia, North Face. That's how you can get a higher ranking in the search results when no one has even heard of your brand. That's some search engine optimization ninja moves right there. And here we are. We've made it to the last tab, and it's called More Details. The first thing you'll notice is that none of the fields are outlined in red. That means you can skip all this stuff, right? Do you think I skipped any of this? Do you think I made it to $50,000 a month in sales by skipping this? I didn't think so. Believe it or not, this last section is super easy and you just simply walk through every field and fill in as much as you can. Some fields will have nothing to do with your product and you can skip them. The most important bits of information to provide are in the dimensional measurements and weight of your product. So let's just go ahead and put the dimensional weights. Let's say in inches, well, we'll go 12 by 5 by 7 or 8, and you want to indicate the measurement in inches. And then package dimensions, we'll just make it a couple of inches bigger. 15, 8, 15, 8 and 10. 8 and 10. And then we're going to go to the weight of the shipping weight. We'll just go with, let's call it 3 pounds. Once you've completed each of the product listing tabs and filled in the essential information for your product, as I've just walked you through, it's time to click on the Save and Finish button at the bottom of the page. Now, if the Save and Finish button is still shaded out and you're not able to save it for some reason, that means your product listing is probably missing some required piece of information. Look and see if there's any product listing tabs tagged with an exclamation point. And if you see an exclamation symbol, go to that tab and fill in the field that's highlighted in red. So after you have your product listing saved and everything looks good, it will go live on Amazon in about 5 or 10 minutes. And when it goes live, take a look at it and check it out. Make sure everything looks right. If you find any typos or if anything needs fixing, you can easily go back and edit your product listing until it's exactly the way you want it. When you're ready for the next module, I will show you how to send your products to Amazon's Fulfilled by Amazon FBA. Thanks for watching and see you soon.